Thanks for that. Pause. Good. Hello, everyone. Hi. Everyone looks gorgeous. Thank you for looking so good tonight. The girls, the bridesmaids, you look fantastic. But a special mention to the boys. I think you look particularly spectacular tonight.
Yes!
And of course, Marta, Oski, Marta Oka, Marta Offa Chopska, Marta James, you look absolutely stunning. So 3 days ago, Richie calls me and he wants to run through what the itinerary is for the wedding proceedings. And I asked him, hey, when do I get to get the ring prior to the ceremony? And he says, oh, it's okay. Alfie's going to have it attached to him and he's going to bring it down the aisle. And we'll detach it from his collar and you'll only have it for about a minute and then you'll just give it to me. So he had such confidence in me that he gave it to a dog. A beautiful dog, Marta. But a dog that rarely comes to you when you call for him. He then says to me, but mate, if possible, can you get the wedding cakes the morning of the big day? And that was today. But don't drive like you normally do. Actually, mate, it's all good. Maybe I'll chat with Marta about seeing if someone else can get that done, eh? So my role has been significantly downgraded this wedding. I suppose the best man speech is kind of like providing a character reference for the groom. So what sort of relationship did I cultivate with Rich to provide such a reference? Well, before the age 13, I was Rich's least favourite sibling. Something about me, I never really gave much thought to my future. Problems with that was it almost caused my demise. I wasn't paying attention. I hadn't noticed that the younger sibling that I occasionally tormented was slowly growing into a very large unit. In my early 20s, I watched him play rugby once. He just tackled a massive bloke, and he wasn't getting up very quickly after the impact. I was impressed. In a moment of introspection, however, an image popped into my head. And it was me at age 11, covering and trapping and sitting on my 7-year-old brother with his own doona. And he'd had it coming. The little snitch was threatening to dob me into mum and dad for something I'd done, which is his only real power play at that age. And I snapped out of that memory to see Rich just drop another really large guy on the footy field. He dusts off, he looks over to the sideline and explores the crowd and he meets my eyes. And I like to think that it was this unabashed need of his to be appraised for his triumphs that prompted this particular stare. But at that moment, it's very possible he was also looking at me to confirm that I'd actually made note of the boy once trapped beneath the doona. And that moment certainly accelerated my already good friendship with Richard Spencer James.
So good.
So we've kind of heard this story already, but Marta and Rich found each other at the birthplace of romance, the Stay-In Hotel in Manly. And it just goes to show the Northern Beaches is the one-stop shop for everything. He almost didn't make it to that night, though. We'd been living together, Rich and I, and that night I was about to go on a date. I was nervous, so I decided to have a wine while I was getting ready. And both of us were getting ready in that little bathroom in DY, and I shook my deodorant can, just to get my musk on. And And I brought the can right down on his wine glass, which he dropped on top of his bare foot, leaving a very large and perfectly triangular 3 centimetre shard of glass embedded in his skin. And having just completed my first 2 years after medical school, I knew that the position of that glass was over a pretty big artery in the foot. And in that moment, I decided it was a really good time to communicate that fact to Rich. And that was the night that I learned Rich really didn't like seeing his own blood. After we'd gone to the emergency and had everything checked out and stitched up, he went on to thin his blood with alcohol and ooze it all over the stay-in hotel before meeting his future wife. If Marta found an attraction in him at that point, then it was really meant to be. Let's talk a little bit about the couple. Marta is the perfect match for Richard. Look at the way they pair up. She's incredibly disciplined. By 9 a.m. most days, she's been to a boot camp class before dawn. She's walked Alfie, she's spoken with her lovely parents on the phone, and started her work day. Last week when I was catching up with Rich, he showed discipline too. We were there watching the Manly St George game, and when I suggested pizza for dinner, he said, "Nah, wedding's in 5 days. Got to get in shape." So instead of ordering pizza, he ordered a large bowl of pasta carbonara. He's always like, I'm big boned, I'm big boned. And as a couple, they adapt to the challenges. Over Christmas, this couldn't have been illustrated more. I'm not talking about COVID, that's small fries. They had this massive, heavy TV cabinet sitting in the living room, taking up heaps of space, and Marta had rightly said it needed to go down to the garage. It was killing the feng shui. That's how you pronounce it. I looked it up. Rich looks outside, assesses the situation and says, "Oh, Marta, it's about to rain. Can we do it tomorrow morning?" Very reasonable. So the next day Marta says, "What about now?" "Or, concrete's wet now. It's a slip risk." And that was the first day of a 2-week run of daily rain. Marta's also really pragmatic. She works the angles and makes the best decisions. When we all attended our dad's retirement event this year, which was a massive event, there was this very odd and eccentric guy that got up and did a speech. He was hilarious. She turns to me and she says, "Shit, we should definitely get him to do the best man speech. He was amazing." This was a guy that had no emotional connection to either Rich or Marta, as individuals or as a couple. But credit to Marta, if she can burn me that comfortably, she's clearly part of the James family already. They make each other happy, they make each other laugh. Our family's very happy they found each other. Let's have a sip and toast them. Rich and Marta.
How good is Maddie James? Not just small talk, but killing it with the jokes. Give it up for Maddie James. Okay. We have a bit of a surprise.